Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share, comment, hit that fucking bell, people.
Sell our souls to the YouTube devil.
What do we gotta fucking do to get you to suck that fucking bell dick? Just do it already.
Oh, that's like so much more visceral when you say
you
it.
Heard me.
Yeah, suck my bell dick.
Fucking subscribing isn't enough. YouTube said, you know what? Fuck subscribing.
Ugh.
That's not enough commitment from your viewers.
On that note, welcome back to another Last Call podcast.
We also need them to other subscribe. Think of the bell as super subscribing. That's the kind of advertising.
Just suck on that knob.
Super subscribers, regular subscribers, fuck them.
I feel like that'd be the only thing like Nike could do that would make all the like the upset people more upset.
Dude,
it's like, don't tell me to be gay.
What the fuck is Nike doing? Like, I say this as a fan of what Colin Kaepernick's doing. Like, I like him. I think he should be playing football. I'm all right with what he has to say. What the fuck is one of the biggest athletic apparel companies in the world doing, throwing their shit in his corner?
I think it has. I mean, topics like that, whenever there's a boycott, it always has the opposite effect because everyone boycotts and then they forget about the boycott. But then all the people that are like, don't boycott that, I support that, they stick with it longer.
I see. So they're looking for the Chick-fil-A effect.
Exactly. That was the exact example I was going to give for that, because I think that's the clearest example of that. I mean, they supported hating an entire group of people, and everyone's ended up eating chicken sandwiches again.
But aren't the people who buy athletic apparel on average, aren't those people more likely to be less fans of Colin Kaepernick and more fans of America?
I do not understand what.
I think about a young kid who like plays football. I don't know. Like, I think football. I think middle America. I think Southern people. I guess there are a lot of black people that play football, so maybe that kind of like helps. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the market they're going for. Maybe black kids are only buying Under Armour now, and they want that market.
Well, I'd say what's one of the most profitable like products that Nike has, and that's shoes.
Jordans, yeah.
Yeah, and Jordans
in general, yeah.
I mean, that's a huge part of the market, and I mean the markup on that shit is insane. So yeah, you might not get the suburban dad buying Nike socks, but you're going to get even more people dropping hundreds of dollars on sneakers now to try to support the cause. So I mean, lose a little, gain a lot, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe suburban white America has fled to Under Armour already, and they're just like, hey, remember who was always there for you? The swoosh. You know, maybe that's what they're going for. Okay, I can roll with that. It seems slightly more reasonable to me now. Hey, I finally brought this down for you.
Oh dear.
Here it is. Mad Hen Walmart Fireball.
Wow.
I don't think my camera's on autofocus right now, so you probably won't be able to like really read it well. Here it is. It starts with a tinge.
Oh, it is a description?
Then it explodes into a fiery blend of natural cinnamon flavor and smooth whiskey. You've tasted whiskey with natural cinnamon flavor before, but never like this. Taste the madness. Period.
I mean, that's fairly accurate, it sounds like. You've never tasted anything like this. Taste the madness.
Taste the actual madness.
Going off of your description of it, that sounds spot on.
Just for the record, not drinking Mad Hen.
Yeah, I take it you have shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers. Let's just hope we can get through this episode without your computer taking a big sloppy dump on the podcast.
Possible. It's very possible. Any moment could be our last. You bring up a good point.
So enjoy while it lasts, or you get the last 30 seconds of me awkwardly talking to myself while I slowly turn the podcast off.
So imagine you're the CEO of Nike, and I don't want to harp on this, but this is just really fascinating to me. You're the CEO of Nike. And the young vice president comes in the room and he pitches this idea to you. He says, I want to sign Colin Kaepernick. For those of you living under a rock, does anybody not know who Colin Kaepernick is at this point?
I feel like even people that don't
have to know at this point. He's the guy who towards the end of his theoretically NFL career took a knee during the national anthem to protest the unfair treatment of people of color in this country, specifically by the police. And he hasn't had a job in the NFL for 2 years now.
That's about right.
Some might say as a result of it. Some might say as a result of his mediocre performance for the 2 seasons preceding that. But he did lead a team through the playoffs into the Super Bowl. So, he's not that bad.
I always hate that argument because, he's not a good quarterback, but he's better than a lot of the quarterbacks that are out there.
Yeah, so. I'm on the same page with you. He's not. I'm not going to argue that he's great, but he's got to be an option. Like now, I don't know what the conversations are behind the scenes. I don't know what kind of money he's asking for. Maybe he's asking for stupid money. I've heard he's not, but I don't know that that's been verified anywhere.
Well, and I think it's a fair assessment for an NFL team to be like, it's not worth the extra negative publicity. It's still a business. That's their right to, even if he's a better option on the field, he may not be a good option off the field. And while his intentions are obviously good, if the flyover states in the middle of the country are boycotting watching the NFL because this black guy is saying too much or whatever,
they're getting pretty mouthy. No, I can't. But couldn't the right team make the case like, hey, we don't agree with what he's saying, we don't agree with what he's doing, but God damn it, this is America. We agree with his right to do it and to say it and to express himself. If that happens to be on the field during his employment, then we support his right to do it, even though we don't support his message. Like, couldn't we get past that? Now, I guess if he was a great quarterback, maybe they'd make that jump. But being as how he's apparently mediocre at best, maybe that's too much to ask.
Why haven't the Browns gone from?
I've said the same thing.
The Browns never have a quarterback, and if they do, it's for like a year, and that's all you'd sign him for anyway. So
or a backup somewhere, like I'd have taken him as a backup in Baltimore. Like he's a good option. Like I don't know, been
a great backup in Baltimore.
Should be playing somewhere. Okay, so you're the CEO of Nike. The junior vice president comes in to you and he says, "Look, I got an idea. I want to put fucking Cap on a fucking 60-foot billboard in Times Square with our fucking logo on it. What do you think? Do you greenlight that campaign?"
I think for the most part, like opposing views are one thing. But as long as you're not doing anything that's like just flat out egregious, any publicity is good publicity, because when there's opposing sides, half of the people are it's like I said at the beginning, half people are going to disagree, half are going to agree, and the people that disagree are going to forget after a little while, and the people that agree are probably going to fight it out a little longer. So yeah. I'd say fuck it, go for it. I think it's going to work out for them in the end. There's probably a little drop in their shares in the stock market for a little bit, and then it'll fucking skyrocket, and like 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now they'll be higher than they were now. So
I meant to look to see what their stock did today. I don't know off the top of my head. What's that?
It did drop, but I don't know how much
over the course of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how
That's how it usually goes. So we'll see. It'll most likely jump right back up, if not exceeding. It should at least get back to where it was. So
Nike Inc., New York Stock Exchange.
Thanks to Steve Miller for leaving his weird beers over here. So
they lost 3%. Not nothing. But recoverable, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking do?
People protest everything.
Did you had a protest down in Ellicott City for something? Actually protesting people?
The same people we talked about last week, all the loonies that are making up conspiracy theories about the government's out to get you and all this stuff because of the planned demolition of a fairly significant portion of Ellicott City. They are organizing protests to basically sit in on the county's meetings related to it, and which is fine, but I can't imagine them staying quiet unless it all really is just internet bravado and they don't really have the spine that they do while online.
So you think they're going to show up and ruin the meeting?
Yeah. I mean, that's been the trend across the country. I don't see these people.
Do you think that? See, I'm sort of half on board with that because, I don't really feel like any normal people can show up to a meeting like that and actually get anything done.
Oh, I'd agree.
I don't think real people have a voice at that point. Once you elect the city council or whatever, I don't feel like anybody's going to show up there and say anything that's going to change and is going to change anything in motion.
Right, but a bunch of old weird hippies sitting in the back of the room in green shirts isn't going to do anything either. That's their initial plan. So I don't see that changing anything. So
see, I assume they were going to show up and throw eggs or
that's what I think it'll
escalate. Drunk and drop C-bombs at female members of the county city council.
Yeah, give it time. It'll happen. It'll get there. I mean, who knows? But there's some crazy fuckers. The main person. So we talked about it last week, but one of the more vocal people on the pro side has been the owner of Ellicott Mills Brewing Company, and he has been very aggressively defending his position, and they have been meeting him equally as aggressively in return.
So he is with the
he is for the plan. Yeah.
Does his business get bought and or bulldozed?
A section of it, one of the less important buildings, not the main building that the restaurant is in, but
okay.
Another part of his property.
Not that matters. Not that the people on either side of that equation can't have an opinion in either direction, but I don't know. Well, I feel like it's an important part of the story.
Well, it's like we talked about last time where Steve, because he's in real estate, even though it's, home ownership, not businesses, it's some sort of, the reason he supports it is that he's a government shill and he's just looking to make money off of it. And it's the same thing. There's people are going around saying that the owner of Ellicott Mills is only supporting it because it'll get rid of his competition, which makes no sense because the reason people come to Ellicott City is for the town itself. It's nobody's coming just for one spot. So it's better to have it. He should want those other businesses if he wants to thrive. But I think he just wants to survive, and he wants other people to literally survive. So I think that's been his point. But the crazy thing is watching, because he's sort of the extreme on one side, and this whole group is the extreme on the other, and just watching them go at each other. I was like, none of you have any idea what you're talking about.
That's a tough.
All look like lunatics.
That's a tough position to take. I get it. I get the criticism there. I agree with you, and I'm assuming you have inside knowledge of it. But I get it. If I was on one side of that argument, I might call bullshit as well. You know, a bar owner cheering for several other bars being closed, like there's not a lot of math to get to be like, hey, fuck you trying to close your competitors. But, you know,
well, that's what, but it's that short-sighted thought process where you think that, and then you're like, well, yeah, but that doesn't make much sense.
Right. Yeah.
Or that's what a rational person would do.
Destroying the economy of the area is not, you know, anything that anybody wants.
But so that's what a rational person does, which this group, at least as far as the vocal people, has very few rational people in it. So they took a graphic, the main ringleader took a graphic from Ellicott Mills where they were talking about it was like a little meme or picture of Main Street and some information on that they're supporting the plan. And it said like hashtag we can't wait with the end of we with the E and the beginning of can't the C. So it emphasizes the EC for Ellicott City.
Okay.
So the ringleader from this group took that graphic and then added to destroy Ellicott City underneath we can't wait and started sharing that around. And she was legitimately surprised when people were like, that's a little petty.
that is aggressive as shit.
Yeah. It's like, come on. Although so you'll know who I'm talking about, but my one friend who's in local government, he is obviously very stressed out by every bit of this process.
Oh, I bet he's fucking ready to put a bullet in his brain.
Yeah. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh man, you need a beer? It must be exhausting spending all day destroying Ellicott City like that. He is not happy with me.
Oh, and I know him and how much he loves Ellicott City, and I know how fucking mad that must make him.
Just playing.
Oh man, I wish we could make a graphic of him and hashtag I can't wait to be like our episode graphic.
We can't wait to destroy Ellicott City.
That's so funny.
Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. It's a complicated issue. People get emotional. It's understandable, but it's one thing to question the process or question where everybody's coming from, and it's another thing to just make up propaganda to try to slander the other side. And that's the problem I have, is that there's a lot of that coming from that side. I understand their initial questioning. I would prefer that we didn't destroy that section of Ellicott City too. But I think financially speaking, you can do something, which is this, or you can do nothing, because the alternatives are not financially possible. So they're not going to happen. So while this proposition sucks, it's probably the only thing that's going to do anything that'll actually get done. And at a certain point, you have to accept what you can get, because getting nothing is not a good alternative, in my opinion. So, to each their own. Question the motives, go out, fight for what you believe in, but just don't make up tinfoil bullshit. That's, people are fucking nut jobs.
I feel like we could get in the middle of that pretty easily. Just make it worse. Just make up fake quotes that people said, and just fake dossiers and news articles. We could Russia the shit out of this whole thing and just make it way, way worse.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be that hard. Idea. Now I start to see how hard would it be to rile up this hornet's nest of local Ellicott City crazies? Now I kind of start to see where Russia has it. If you have 100 more guys, how hard is it to rile up the middle kind of racist third of the country? It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
A meme here, some fake news there, and fucking everybody's angry. Let's see how we can make this worse.
That's always my goal.
Do you know it's not illegal to start a fake Facebook page representing one of the members of your city council?
I'm just gonna make. I wish I had more information on the one crazy lady, just so I could make a fake profile
of her.
Yeah, but like, she's one of those weird people on Facebook that just has like pictures of puppies and like flowers and shit as her profile pictures.
I was thinking about this earlier today, and I don't know the answer to this. So like I was looking at Reddit, but this extends to everything.
Never
like,
a good start.
Oh, I use Reddit a lot. I'm big. Like I do a lot more Reddit these days than I do Facebook. It stresses me out a lot less. But I was thinking like, what is to stop me from like going on and making a Reddit name like Coca-Cola official Reddit? Like I can just make that name and like nobody's gonna stop me. And then I could just start. What's that?
People do that on Twitter all the time. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I could just do that. Like I think Facebook, because of their close relationship with advertisers, would probably stop you sooner if you wanted to start like an official McDonald's Facebook page.
Yeah, I mean, it would. Someone would have to report it, so you'd probably get more time than you think. Before it got shut down. You're relying on people to be smart enough to realize it's not real first, and then care, and then do something about it.
Yeah.
Those are three barriers that are pretty hard for the average American to deal with.
Yeah, but you could just do that. Like you just start having, McDonald's post racist memes. Like, and it's not illegal. The worst thing that can happen is, Facebook will be like, nah, you can't do that. But like, cops aren't going to come to your house.
Probably not.
Probably not yet.
I love the ones where it's obviously a joke. It's like real. It's like The Onion, but just absolutely extreme to the point where it's obviously fake if you have any bit of a functioning brain. Where it's like, I can't even think. It's like Michelle or moms against marijuana usage, and it'll say like, did you know the marijuana plant is filled with poison? And it's all kinds of made up shit. And then people just they rely on people getting mad like it's a real post and sharing it to be like, can you believe they said this?
Right.
Get a whole bunch of traffic because people are stupid enough to believe it.
Right. Yeah. It's the weird, like the weird meme economy that we live in now, where like people just people interacting with something is enough to drive people to do it. Like they don't need to like it. They don't need to like just get shares, just get comments, even if they're bad. Like it's still fucking good. Just get those fucking interactions. God damn it. The internet's a weird place.
Like we said, slob on that bell knob.
Smash that fucking bell dick.
Yep. Cheers. Cheers to that.
For the record, I don't. No, smash the bell. You should do that. You'll get a fucking notification. We don't post that much, so don't worry about it. It's like one ding a week. What do you give a fuck? How often does your phone ding? Like 1,000 times a day?
Yeah, take our one ding a week.
Yeah, fucking one of those dings can be ours. Who gives a fuck? Can we interrupt your Candy Crush time, please? Once a week?
I can't believe people are still playing some of those games.
I can't believe some of the shit I still play.
That's a fair point.
My wife is hooked on this Westworld game. I don't even know what she's doing. She plays it all the fucking time. I have no idea what's going on there.
I don't know.
It may be an elaborate cover for carrying out an affair. I don't know.
I can't imagine like a Westworld game that would be like a phone game.
I think it's very similar to Fallout Shelter.
Oh, okay.
Like you're building the park and sending people out to do things, and
they just fucking murder each other.
Yeah, exactly. But she digs that a lot. I did dig the fuck, what is it? Stranger Things game for a little while. That was a lot of fun. It was like an 8-bit Nintendo game. That was fun.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. And it was really well done too. Like, it was really complete. It was a good time.
Ugh.
So 2 weeks ago, speaking of places ripe for protest and weirdos, I spent the weekend in Denver and Boulder, more or less, and Rocky Mountain National Park. Yeah. Those are all.
Say it with some confidence. Nobody knows.
Well, it was like I was like Rocky Mountain National State Park. Well, no, that can't be right.
Nobody knows. I would have been like, oh, okay, sure.
So it is the weirdest. So Denver's the weirdest place in the world because, like, a lot like Baltimore, like, it definitely is. Like, it has these like really affluent areas full of hipsters and college kids and people in their 20s making a bunch of money because they have a big tech scene there now. But like, on the same block, there will be a fucking tent city filled with homeless people. Begging is like a huge problem there. Like, it is a genuinely strange city. What they did have there that was really cool that you would have enjoyed a lot was a barcade. So it was this old shitty basement bar, but the entire outside wall was filled with arcade games from the 80s and 90s.
Fuck yes.
Everything was a quarter. It didn't matter what the game was. Everything was a quarter. They had the old six-player X-Men game there, which
the greatest arcade game of all time.
You know what? I wish I hadn't gone back and played it, because 3 weeks ago I would have agreed with you. But now, having gone back and played it, even at a quarter a play, which it never was when we were kids, that game is fucking bullshit and requires dozens, perhaps hundreds of dollars to beat properly.
Nah, if you get a couple people, because there's only 2 valid characters, and that's Colossus and Nightcrawler.
How dare you?
Everyone else is worthless.
Wolverine's phenomenal.
No, because all their moves go straight in front of them, whereas Colossus gets everyone around him, and Nightcrawler gets the whole fucking screen. Why would you not? I didn't even know who Nightcrawler was when I started playing that game. As soon as I saw his special, I never played any way but him.
I didn't remember that the special costs you health bars.
Yeah, well, that's how they get you.
Which is bullshit.
That is bullshit. They did that in some of the Ninja Turtles arcade games.
Did they? Yeah. I mean, I think they were all Konami games, right? Like, they were all kind of built on the same engine. I think, like, that Ninja Turtle game, that X-Men game, they're just the same game with like a different fucking graphical overlay, right?
For the most part.
I mean,
they're all just slight. I mean, what's the first one you can think of? Final Fight, maybe? As far as arcade ones?
Double Dragon count there. Double Dragon was like a straight. Was Double Dragon up in that, like? It's not a 2D side scroller. It's like a
Double Dragon was 2D at first. I think it eventually became like that. I don't know, 3/4 whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that perspective is called.
Yeah, where it's like pseudo 3D.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the first one of those I played was. It might have been X-Men. I think Turtles came next, right? Turtles in Time or whatever.
Well, but I'm trying to think of games that came before that. I want to say Final Fight was older.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're in the right ballpark. Streets of Rage.
So Final Fight. Well, I'm thinking arcade. Was Streets of Rage in arcades?
No, you know what? You're right. I'm thinking
Final Fight was released in '89. X-Men arcade.
I bet that was 90, maybe 91.
Early 90s. Where is it? 92.
92. Turtles probably 93, 94.
I remember playing it at your whatever birthday.
That probably would have been maybe grade. My 11th birthday, 93, I guess. Maybe 12th. Because Turtles. That was Turtles in Time, wasn't it?
No.
Or was that the Super Nintendo variant?
Let's see. That came out. That was also 89. Wait.
No shit. Yeah. The Ninja Turtles game was 89 and fucking X-Men was 3 years later?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Wow. Okay. Fuck me then.
But then Turtles in Time was a huge upgrade.
You're right. Well, and Turtles in Time was also not bullshit. Like there was never a console version of the X-Men game, right? Like that was arcade.
No. I don't think there ever was.
That's how you know it was pure bullshit. Nobody would want to play that X-Men game at home on a console.
I did.
It's trash.
They eventually released it on Xbox Live Arcade, and then lost the rights. They lost the rights for it.
No shit.
So you can't buy it anymore. But if you already bought it, you could go back into your download history and force it to read.
So you still have it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's probably tons of fun if you just have like fucking unlimited lives.
Yeah, it's on my 360, which is somewhere. I don't know. Simpsons was the other one. Also bullshit. I remember Final Fight. The first time I remember playing Final Fight was at the they had a couple arcade games at Bill Bateman's in Severna Park.
Holy shit! I didn't even think that place opened till like '95.
And then they had well, it might not have. They just
right. It was old games. Yeah. I got you.
And then Simpsons, the place I remember playing that the most, there was a CC's Pizza in like Glen Burnie or Pasadena.
Oh no shit! That place had one of those. I'd forgotten about that.
And then X-Men Arcade. I mean, we played that everywhere.
Yeah, I remember first playing that in Ocean City. I don't. But yeah, that was fucking all over the place.
Arcades fucking suck now.
Not that one. Not the fucking barcade in Denver. That place was fucking rad.
So I want to come back to that, but I want to say that traditional, like standalone arcades have been ruined now. So I used to that was a big part of going to the beach for me because I don't give a shit about the beach. I would go to the beach and go to the arcade because
I'm with you.
I'm a fucking loser. So we still do that, but there's less and less actual games to play. Your options when you go to an arcade now are you can play what is essentially a phone game, but blown up to the size of a wall, or you can play, I mean, skee ball and maybe a few racing games.
Right.
Often, which most of those are usually ports from stuff you can play at home. Like you can go to the arcade and play Mario Kart, or you go to the arcade and you play fucking Flappy Bird. That's a fucking thing. A game that you could buy for $1 on your phone. You can spend $1 to start playing in an arcade, and it's on like a 50-inch television in front of you.
Nope, I'm okay.
What a waste of technology.
Mario Kart, though, I'm kind of down with that. Mario Kart with like a fucking steering wheel and like a fucking button that you hit to like fucking activate that. That sounds like fun to me. I'm down with that.
I love arcades. I love the communal aspect of it. You know, I love couch gaming, all that stuff. That's some of my favorite shit ever. But arcades now fucking suck.
How is an arcade not like a fucking huge like Ready Player One environment at this point?
I don't. Well, because
pods and fucking VR setups and just all kinds of way. I know that shit's hard to maintain, and kids are assholes and they all break that shit. But like, fucking still, like, I don't know. Especially now with a generation of guys like us who have some modicum of disposable income and grew up in arcades. Like, you could get one of us to drop a fucking C note in an arcade without that much work if you fucking put something cool in there.
That's what I think we were talking about it. What, a couple podcasts ago, where we're saying if you provided what was essentially the experience of going to play paintball or airsoft or something, but you were in a VR pod.
Yeah.
Like, why is no one doing it? We need to do this. Last call, VRcade.
Ooh, it's got a ring to it.
We're gonna make it happen. But that does sort of transition into something I wanted to talk about. So, one of my friends is getting married soon, so we're going to his bachelor party. Actually, tomorrow morning or Thursday morning, I'll be leaving to go there.
Okay.
And it's in Miami.
Ooh, welcome to Miami.
Which is cool.
Benito, Ami.
Never do that again.
That's fucking Will Smith, man.
So
Big Willie style.
I can't take you seriously right now.
En Benito, Ami.
This makes me so uncomfortable. So the guy that's planning the trip has expensive tastes, and
oh shit,
it appears poor impulse control.
Neither of those things are good,
especially not when you're a cheap ass like I am.
Yeah, that's not good. Not a good combo.
So, they're set it up for an Airbnb. This is the progression of things. So it's an Airbnb, outskirts of Miami. Fucking awesome. Like, I mean, it looks like Scarface's mansion, like beach house, whatever. You know, pool table, foosball, pool out back, bar on the outside.
How many guys?
Outside. 10 of us.
Okay, good number.
You know, just to, you know, everything's like white, you know, just needlessly white, like how beach houses are when you have too much money. And it just looks really nice. So that's cool. Like I signed on for that. I was like, that's awesome. We'll just chill at this place and everything. And then it comes out that we're like, oh, well, there's this yacht excursion that we can do.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh crap. He's like, look, it's like I'm guesstimating the prices. I can't remember exactly, but it was like, all right, so there's a booze cruise where it's like we're on a ship with a whole bunch of different people on a yacht and just drinking and hanging out. That's like $75 a person. Or for like $150, you can get your own yacht, and we all just have our own yacht. So everybody message me back and see what we want to do. And like not even a day later, he's like, so I went ahead and upgraded us to the 55-foot yacht, which is $200 a person.
Oh no!
To his credit, he because he did that, he subsidized like $25 a person towards the payment. So okay. I mean, I give him credit there, but still, it's like I think I posted a GIF of just like the guy opening his wallet and there's nothing there, and just being like, oh. Because I mean that sounds awesome, but holy shit, like we're only down there like 4 days.
Is the booze provided?
What?
Is booze provided on the booze cruise?
No, I think you're just renting a yacht.
Just the boat. Okay. And then you're gonna bring booze.
The thing that made me sort of be like, okay, I'm all right with this is the yacht. I mean 55 foot, that's fucking huge.
That is a big yacht.
It comes with jet skis. I don't know how many, but
shit, yeah.
And an inflatable island.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Which sounds awesome. So I'm like, okay, that sounds cool.
How long do you get the yacht for?
It's like 4 hours or 5 hours or something.
Okay, all right, you're in the right ballpark. Yeah, I'm with you.
So my thought is we take the boat 20 feet out into the nearest waterway, park that shit, and play with those jet skis and the inflatable island. A big boat going through the ocean is the same as a little boat going through the ocean. It's not going to have a little boat is not going to have a couple jet skis and an inflatable island with it. So let's experience that. So that's gonna be my argument. We'll see how that goes.
Rent jet skis, right? And just show up drunk, like it's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Except jet skis are fucking expensive.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like if I were to rent a jet ski, it would probably cost
most of that.
$120,
$150. Yeah, jet ski.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So that's where in my mind I can account for that.
Man, going out on a sex boat on a bachelor party. Well done.
I just can't wait to be the tool that starts playing I'm on a Boat by Lonely Island.
Over and over and over again.
And the one I forgot was Miami by LMFAO. Everybody's super excited to hear that again.
Not Miami by Will Smith. You throw that into the mix.
You like Will Smith like I like The Rock.
Think about those. Think about me every time you hear those hot Latina chicks say "En Benito Ami Ami."
You just ruined my life.
Well, I ruined that song anyway.
That song ruined that song.
Oh, come on. That was fucking, what was that? That was late 90s maybe. Will Smith making his comeback. Men in Black, Welcome to Miami. It was like, man, nobody ever thought he'd have another hit album after Parents Just Don't Understand. But fuck, here we are. Will Smith doesn't need to use foul language to make raps. He's proved you can do it without using the N-word. What a good black guy he is.
That sounds so bad. I don't even know what you're getting at.
You know what I mean. That was
know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it gets more.
Okay.
So strip club has to happen.
Of course.
Because Dixon's going to be there, and then
hundreds of dollars.
Dixon will not go to a bachelor party unless there are strippers. He has said as much.
Are you going out to a strip club, or are you importing?
It sounds hilarious. We're shipping in some strippers.
I mean, at 10 guys, I feel like you start to get into the range where maybe that's a more affordable and perhaps not super awkward experience.
Exactly. That would be the more affordable way to go. So we did not go that way. Instead, we are going to Tootsie's Cabaret, which, according to the guy in charge, Google says is Miami's top-rated strip club.
That's not good.
Google seems to disagree because I think it had 3.5 stars or something like that.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I'm just thinking, I mean, people probably are pretty negative in Miami because people are getting kicked out of places and then they just 1 star.
Fuck you! I'm getting on Yelp.
But Google reviews tend to be much more positive than Yelp, and okay. I'm pretty sure that it was pretty low. Yeah, there it is. Tootsie. Oh, I gotta go to the actual.
It's a terrible name for a strip club.
Yeah,
I feel like the
3.6.
I feel like the front counter is manned by a 96-year-old woman who used to strip there back in the 40s.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, it looks nice. I guess. I mean, there's a lot of pictures of the food, which is weird.
People take food at strip clubs really seriously. I don't know why.
I was just gonna say that I would agree with that. People say that a lot, like Planet Tootsies. What is this?
I guess because maybe you spend a lot of time there. Like, you want to show up at 6 or 7, be there till 1 or 2. You got to grab bite to eat while you're there. Got to keep those carbs up, keep that energy going so you don't crash early. So, the quality of the wings is important.
I don't know what I'm going to do though, because I'm not sure if have you been to like Vegas or anything?
Yeah.
So, for example, the price difference in Vegas, something that costs $5 here will cost $25 there.
Yeah, Miami's not going to help.
So Miami's probably somewhere close to that.
Yeah, you're gonna. You know what? With 10 guys, you could bail in the strip club, and that wouldn't be super duper weird.
Do what?
You feel like you just not go to the strip club, just hang out at the Scarface house. Be like, hey, I'm gonna stay here, get loaded. You guys have a good time. Here's $50 for a lap dance for what's his nuts, and you're good.
I mean, I'm borderline that, but the problem is we got a semi-private room, which I didn't know was a thing. I don't know what that is.
Semi-private?
Yeah, I guess that's like, because I've been to a bachelor party where it was like a VIP lounge at Scores in Baltimore, which was cool.
Okay.
And you're up in like an area that has a door on it, but it overlooks the stage or whatever, and you're separate from, I guess, the commoners.
The masses. Okay, so you can see the stage,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also kind of separated. Okay, so it's not like a private room. Like you're not waiting for the strippers just to come to you, which would be a fucking super expensive taste. I will tell you this. So we got I did a bachelor party in Vegas for a buddy of mine, and we went to one of the famous strip clubs. We went to the Spearmint Rhino in Vegas, one of them, and they had a package. It was like, I don't remember what it was. I want to say $250. They'll send a limo to your hotel to pick you up. You get to seated in a VIP area, which was just like a cordoned off section of seats, and 2 bottles of alcohol or whatever, which, it's like a bottle service kind of thing. Maybe it was 1 bottle. I don't remember. Really cool experience. It was really neat. The weird thing was when we walked in the door, so there were 7 of us, maybe 8, 7, I think. There was like, now this is a huge strip club, tons of strippers. There was 1 stripper like assigned to each of us as we came in the door, basically like linked arms with us and walked us in. And then each of their jobs was to pressure us into whatever amount of money they could pry out of our wallets. It is like, you would be immune to it, but you would also hate it. I feel like prepared for something like that.
I was just going to say, like, I feel bad for strippers. Well, no, I don't, because they don't have souls, and who cares about them? But I mean, any stripper that has to deal with me, I'm sorry in advance.
I think somebody like you, most strippers I've run into, if you just look them in the eye and you're just like, hey, I'm the guy who came with the bachelor party who's not going to spend any money, they'll be like, all right, thanks. And they'll bail and they'll be just fine. Like,
that's like, so I've been to, I don't know, probably less than 5 strip clubs ever.
Okay.
And so I've been to 1 bachelor party where like strippers came to the house or whatever. Okay. But I've been to less than 5 strip clubs. I have literally spent $1 at a strip club ever.
$1 at a strip club ever?
$1.
Jesus Christ.
So it was at the one where it was a VIP situation, and they had off the stage, they had like poles coming up and then poles going sideways. So this girl like ninja'd up and did like a fucking flip up and hang and grab onto the pole and like ninja'd up to grab dollars from us up at the VIP thing.
Jesus.
I was like, that was fucking impressive. Holy shit. I was like, all right, I'll give you $1 for that.
So these poor young women have their titties out and everything for you, and you're just tipping based on feats of strength.
Exactly. I was like, I can see titties for free. The internet is an amazing thing. So
you should go to the gay bars. That's
right.
That's where the good shit's going on as far as you're concerned.
Lift something heavy, bro.
Yeah. Hey, lift that other guy. No, don't bite his dick. Just lift him up.
So, I mean, the chick immediately, as soon as I gave her $1, meanwhile, everyone else has been given dollars and stuff too. But then I gave her $1 and she immediately like hops down, runs up to the VIP thing and goes and like tries to jump on me. And she's like, do you want a private dance? I was like, no. And she looked so disappointed. And I felt bad, but I was like, bitch, I don't care. Like, I don't need a dance. I was like, that was pretty fucking impressive. It's like, I can appreciate that. Your feat of strength. Here's your $1. Now leave me alone.
I feel like it's one of those things where like they're just all I feel like the ones that stay all make some money all of the time. They're doing fine. I feel like the average stripper is probably doing about the same as the average waiter, and I feel like the average good stripper is doing like a good bartender. And then I feel like there are a few like AAA rated strippers who are fucking hauling in cash. few and far between, but I feel like all of them occasionally like hook up with these whales who will just like fucking throw them cash.
Oh,
and I feel like you never know when one of them is going to come your way. And they're just all hoping it's you.
There are a couple strippers that come into Nottingham's that also work down in Miami. I should actually try to figure out if there's some connection I can figure out there.
Yes, you should.
But I know I never asked the details, but I heard from one of their friends that there is someone that pays roughly monthly, comes in and pays like thousands of dollars for this girl to shit in a bag.
Jesus Christ.
No questions asked. Just shit in a bag. Here's X number of dollars.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I don't know what you do with that, but there is nothing good that you do with that. I mean, there's no good result of that transaction. Like, that's horrifying no matter how you look at it.
And let me guess, that guy's not 6 feet tall, confident, good looking, you know,
I would imagine
investment banker. He's probably 61 years old, married, 4 kids, 340, 350 pounds. Like,
that would be my guess, but
he's not the kind of guy you're thrilled about shitting into a bag for.
I mean, I'd shit in the bag if somebody would pay me money for it. So
for $1,000.
Yeah, you give me $1,000, I'll shit in the bag. My initial thought though was, did they ever just like fuck with the guy? Like, he comes in, it's like, oh, here comes that guy, and she runs in the back, and like one of the bouncers goes back and just drops a hot steaming load.
Yeah, do you think he needs to like see it happen, or does he just need to get it? No, that's a great plan. You're right.
Because that's hilarious. I just imagine this fucking pervert going home and smearing this 400-pound bouncer's shit all over him.
Oh God, I didn't even think that was what was going on. God damn it! Now that's in my head forever.
You're welcome. Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, that's not an equal trade.
So, cheers to that. So, we'll see how that
Cheers
goes.
Indeed.
Oh, the whole reason I mentioned that, there are 2 things I'm super excited. I mean, the trip's going to be a ton of fun no matter what, despite my reservations on cost. But the 2 things I'm excited about, the house has a gym in it, and then the one of the excursions excursions is to go to a barcade.
Oh, there you go.
Which was my contribution. They were like, what ideas do you have? And I immediately Googled barcade in Miami and found a couple, because I know my friends into games and everything. So we're making that happen.
The Vegas bachelor party that I did 5 years ago at this point, I think it was my responsibility for some reason to book the groom's plane ticket. Yeah, because we split the plane ticket, his plane ticket, to make it cost as little as possible for the groom, right?
Okay.
So it was my responsibility to book his ticket, which I did. But what we discovered 2 days before the trip was that I booked his plane ticket for the wrong weekend.
Nicely done, sir.
Yeah, so it costs a fortune to fucking get that changed. So beware of that kind of shit. Hey, are we rounding the corner on Would You Rather?
Yeah, it's right around that time.
Let's fucking do it.
Why? What made you think of that? Do you have your own Would You Rather?
No, I don't.
I need to start doing that. Just getting audience suggested Would You Rathers.
You know what? I drive around sometimes. Like, I think about it and I try to like come up with like 2 or 3 good Would You Rathers, and like they're always like either too intense or too boring.
There's no such thing as too intense.
I don't know. It's always like, well, would you rather, kill your kid or cut your dick off? Like, it's like no, too much. Like, okay.
That sounds like standard. Would you rather? What are you talking about?
Kill your mom or rape a stranger? Like, no. Like, it's too intense. And it's always like cutting off something. I don't know why everything I think of is like, oh, you can sever your ring finger or,
I'm disappointed in all these people that are now going to have tiny penises. I think.
What was the poll ends tonight, right?
Yeah.
Was tiny penises? It was by a slim lead last time I looked.
It was in the lead. I don't know. I don't remember how that broke down, but it was pretty close. I want to say it was like 60-40 or something, close to that. But I don't know.
One of my favorites was, I'm not gonna get. I don't think I'm gonna get the number right, but I'll try. Have we ever talked about the my favorite piss in your face one of these?
No, I don't think so.
So the scenario is every morning. What's that?
Poll ends in 29 minutes. 540 people reached.
Jesus.
Who are these random people? There's only 300 people that like the podcast. Who are these random people that
Facebook's just fucking showing that poll to people randomly? That's weird.
I apologize, random people. You said your day ruined. Currently, it sits at 47% to lose 4 random fingers to 53% lose a third of your penis size.
Ooh, that's a fucking squeaker.
I like that. That's good. All right. Sorry, what were we saying?
So the scenario is every morning, regardless of where you are or where you're sleeping, at whatever time you designate, you will be woken up by a man pissing on your face. As soon as you feel the piss hit your face, you can jump out of bed and run to the shower or do whatever it is you need to do. When you get back, when you get back from the shower, the man will have changed the sheets on your bed to clean sheets and left you $1,000 on your pillow. How long would you let that go on for? Doesn't matter who's in the bed. Doesn't matter where you are. You can't take a vacation from it. Once you stop, he never comes back. But as long as you keep doing it, he will keep changing your sheets and leaving you $1,000. You can't avoid the piss. If you wake up before the alarm, you have to lay in bed and wait for him to piss on your face.
Oh man, I don't remember that one.
You know what? It might have come up back in the Guy Cast days. It's an old one. It's one of my favorites.
That's tough. I mean, I love money, but
so it's $7,000 a week. It's not quite $400,000 a year, but there's no days off.
That's a significant amount of money, but that's way over my allotted amount of piss to face. That.
Oh, would you even do like a day, or just be like, "Nah, I'm good"?
I feel like it's an all or nothing, right?
Oh, really? So like, you wouldn't even be like, just go to wifey and just be like, "Baby, I need to sleep on my own for like a week. Some weird stuff's gonna go on. Don't worry, but we're gonna make like $7,000. We can go to the fucking Caribbean next year."
Fuck that. If I'm getting pissed on my face, that's my money. Sorry, baby. You're not seeing a dime of that piss money.
You're getting that fucking six-player X-Men machine in the basement.
Yeah, goddamn right. Jesus Christ. No, I feel like that's all or nothing. Like, either you don't do it or you're in for as long as you can fucking stand it.
Living the piss lifestyle.
Yeah. Like, that's your job now. Is to take.
Right. You could not go to work.
Yeah, because I mean, what
That's a lot of money.
That's a rough day at work, even though your day at work is like 5 seconds.
I don't like, if that's my job is to get pissed on for 5 seconds in the morning. I'm gonna be totally honest. I am a pretty heavy sleeper. There are gonna be days where I'm just gonna let it fucking finish up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a pretty light sleeper. I feel like eventually I'd get used to it enough where it would just be like, as soon as that shit hits, I'd be like,
just the slightest splash. But I mean, it's not like you can just like take it on the side of the face and just be like, it was just a second or two. I'm just gonna fucking washcloth off and go to work. Like you're committing to a full-on scrub down every day. And I don't know how courteous he's gonna be. Like, is he gonna get into your mouth sometimes? Like, I don't know.
I assume that's an inevitable. You have to assume the worst case scenario. You're getting a mouthful of piss every morning.
I feel like the significant other is kind of an X factor. Like, I don't care what kind of money I'm making. Like, she's not going to appreciate that. There's going to be some splashback that happens. Like,
what is she talking about? She's getting $1,000 secondhand, and she doesn't have to have pissed in her face.
I don't know. How would you feel like if the shoe was on the other foot?
If she wanted to get pissed on, I don't know.
That's on her, but she spends it all on like handbags. Like, you get woken up every day by her jumping out of bed and getting a little bit of piss splashed on you, but she just buys fucking Kate Spade handbags.
Yeah, with it. I would not be okay with that.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, there's a little bit of an X factor there.
So someone else changes the sheet every day, and I've got a basement full of X-Men arcade games.
Oh, I see. Like, it's okay. I mean, piss guy's still changing your sheet. So, I mean, you got that going for you.
It's like the most aggressive laundry service ever. Ugh.
Get out of bed.
Here comes the piss. All right.
I hope he says it like that every day.
Nobody has to whisper it because you wouldn't want to give you that head start.
Here it comes.
Here comes the piss. I think that's our title.
Oh, no.
Would you rather bite the curb and get kicked in the back of the head?
Damn it, I hate this one.
Yeah. Or get a paper cut on your eyeball.
Whoa. Speaking of too fucking dark.
No, I think that's a clear-cut answer for many reasons.
I think no, it's not. That's fucking awful. No, you're right. It's the fucking eyeball paper cut.
You have to pick. I mean, you
have to go eyeball paper cut.
All right, there's two reasons. You have to go with the paper cut. One, you get fucking curb stomped. There's a very real chance that you fucking die.
Yeah, no, that is a non-zero chance.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, most of the eye, there's no nerve endings in the eye.
Yeah, but it's filled with fluid.
Okay, so you get like a leaky eye, maybe an infection that you have to take some antibiotics for or something.
It stops working. You're blind in that eye, which is, you're right, better than being dead or
alive.
Or even if you lived through curb stomping, it'd be the fucking worst shit ever that I can't even fucking imagine.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, solid, hard line on that one.
My vote is throw this fucking card away.
It's not. Oh, we got some funny ones coming up at least.
Thank God.
Oh man, why don't we have more like this? All right. Would you rather have your skin change into vibrant colors according to your emotional state? Example, red for anger or blue for sadness. Or wildly and uncontrollably flail your arms around whenever you walk.
I gotta go skin. Just because, yes, the skin thing is going to get you into some trouble.
Right.
But the arm thing is definitely going to get you into trouble.
And it would be very inconvenient.
You're going to knock old people down. You're going to slap toddlers in the face that aren't yours. You're going to hit and at the very least irritate the piss out of your loving wife. You are going to like knock displays down in stores you can't afford. You can't go to stores anymore.
Yeah, it says whenever you walk.
Yeah, whenever you walk anywhere. So like I'm just thinking about like work, let alone like fucking going into the goddamn Things Remembered store.
Yeah, I think
like I do every weekend, just to see what's new in stock.
Gotta go to my weekly check-in. Things Remembered.
Hey guys, you get that new engravable grandfather clock in? I've been looking at the catalog. You said you were gonna get it last week. God damn it, Jimmy! You said it was gonna be here this week. You fucking lied to me.
Don't keep me waiting.
I'm here every Sunday. Just if it's not gonna be here for a couple of weeks, just tell me. I'll be here anyway. You know I like to come in and look at the engravable desk furniture where the pens go in and the business cards if you upgrade.
I plan on having lots of weddings this year. You do not want to turn away my business. Yeah, I'm going with the skin color.
I'm just a person that gives a lot of gifts with no fucking creativity whatsoever.
It's like, you get something with your name on it.
Yeah.
Oh, for an extra $5, we'll fill in the engraving.
No, it's the skin one. Even though that might make you like a fucking freak of nature, you might be able to make that fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would just be entertaining in certain instances.
I think it'd be the most fun if it just like if you were normal all the time, except your skin turned bright blue whenever you got a boner.
A sadness boner? Like, what is that?
But nobody knows like what it is. They just know sometimes your skin turns blue. Like, but you know, your close friends just like put it together over the years.
Like, wait a minute.
You remember that one time where Mikey turned bright blue at the strip club? Yeah, you're right. He always says it's when he gets sad. I don't think that's the case at all.
He turns blue when there's feats of strength being strength.
But remember the time he turned blue when his mom hugged him? I mean, this just doesn't add up.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that about Mrs. Mikey Elder. That was a terrible thing to say.
Would you rather? Oh, wow. I remember this one. I'm starting to remember these. It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing we remember anything after these, but
yes.
Would you rather thoroughly lick a large frog all over?
Ooh.
Or just once lick a 2-inch area of the backside of a urinal in a porta potty?
2-inch, 2 by 2. Once. Oh, urinal in the back of a porta potty. Oof. It's even worse.
How do you look
at the back of a restaurant?
The back of a urinal in a porta potty would be outside.
Oh no, I think it's the back area, not the whole area, the aiming area. I'm gonna go porta potty urinal.
I'm kind of thinking that too, because
it's quick.
It's like one lick.
It's sterile-ish.
Ish.
I mean, worst case, I vomit and there's a fucking hole for vomit right fucking there.
It's like, all right.
I don't even want to like hold. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to like hold a large frog in my hands, let alone like try and lick every square inch of it. Like, they're gonna like lick its eyes and lick its frog butthole. Is that even a thing? Like, I don't fucking know. All of that sounds way too complicated.
Yeah. Do frogs have buttholes?
I don't fucking know. It's a thing I gotta like think about now, though.
We're about learning on the Last Call podcast.
Fuck Bill Nye. You come here for your science.
Yeah, I probably.
I'm Last Call podcast. Do frogs have buttholes? Tune in.
There's our title.
Do frogs have buttholes?
Do frogs have buttholes? I'm okay with that one.
Spoiler alert, we're not going to talk about that.
Can we let's just start collecting a list of random things we could call the podcast that have nothing to do with what happens. Would you rather be marked with a tracking device so that the government always knows where you are, or with a microphone so that it always knows what you are saying? Both of those things are already true. Pretty sure this is the discussion we had last time.
Yeah. I've already got both. I don't even know why we're talking about this.
All right, they definitely know where you are. So I'll go with that.
I mean,
it's slightly less plausible that they already have microphone tapping on everybody.
They only them knowing where I am all the time is only really a problem if I decide to go on the run. And if I decide to go on the run, I've done something real bad anyway. I'm more likely to get in trouble for things that I say than places that I go. It's not like I'm going to like crack houses and like illegal arms dealers. Like that would be a problem. Like, what is the government
occasionally talking about them?
Like, what does the government give a fuck if like I went to Little Caesars on Saturday afternoon or, you know, work every day, like between these hours? Like, I don't care if they know that. They don't give a fuck. That data can't do them any good. Like, fucking tell them where I am. I don't go anywhere good.
Have fun with that.
It's not like I'm going to fucking China every other week to like evaluate potential slaves. Like,
besides, if our current administration is any indication, it doesn't matter. Even if you do, they can't do anything with that information. Would you rather count all the grains of sand in a sand castle, or count all the eyedroppers full of water in an Olympic-sized swimming pool?
Oh, okay. So I feel like we did the math on this one last time.
I think we did.
I don't remember how it turned out. God damn, that's a tough one.
Well, first off, it says, I don't know if I noticed this last time, but count all the eyedroppers full of water. That's like one eyedropper, not like the drops in.
Right. One eyedropper full.
I will definitely take the eyedropper then. I think. Yes. Should we do the math again?
Yeah, I don't know that we could do the math on the air.
Didn't we find it? So, because I feel like there's definitely more grains of sand. Well, what's a sand castle? Like one little tub, or is that?
I was gonna say a gallon.
All right, so a gallon of sand versus.
I will have to look up. I will have to look up how much water is in a fucking Olympic pool. You figure out how much water is in a fucking Olympic pool, and we will go from there.
All right, you look that up. I'm gonna look. How many grains of sand? Why is my phone not typing? Grain of sand in a gallon.
Okay, 8 million grains in a liter, give or take. How many liters in a gallon? Liters per gallon is 3.78. So
Thanks, America, for being one of what
million
countries that still use the imperial
3.78. 30,240,000. So let's go 30 million, give or take, grains of sand in a sand castle.
Jesus. And that's a small sand castle. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's a gallon-sized sand castle, 30 million grains. So I'm starting to think you're kind of right. So 30 million grains in a sand castle. Olympic swimming pool, 2.5 million liters. Is that what you saw?
I don't know. I was only looking up the sand.
How big is a medicine dropper? I don't know. Few milliliters, 2 ounces. There's a 2-ounce one, 20 millimeters.
That seems very big for a medicine dropper.
Glass eye dropper, health and personal care. This one is 2 milliliters.
Yeah, that seems more. But still, that's definitely significantly less than.
So 2.5 million liters.
We have officially put too much time into this.
Divided by 2 milliliters. 1,250,000,000. It is not even close. The sandcastle is the way to go. 1 billion. So let's go 1.2 billion divided by 30 million. 40. So one Olympic-sized swimming pool in medicine droppers is 31-gallon sandcastles.
Huh. That's surprising to me.
Yeah, that is surprising to me as well. I would have thought it would have been much closer than that. Actually, that's not that far off. I mean, you know, that's
But then again, I mean, there's a lot of room for interpretation there.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that was fucking Googling on the goddamn fly. So I mean, it could be
not
off.
To mention, like, who has ever stopped making a sandcastle at like one little.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, even a gallon, but I mean, but it's not fucking 40 gallons. Like that's a huge goddamn sandcastle, right? Like,
yeah,
even if I'm off by a factor of 10, like it's a 4-gallon sandcastle. If it's a 4-gallon sandcastle and I'm off by a factor of 10, but I don't know if I'm off by a factor of 10.
It was way more math than I ever.
I don't even know if fucking Google works like that. I was just typing shit into.
I can't math now. I has the dumb.
My answer is sandcastle. Final answer.
After all that, my brain hurts. I'm not picking anything. I forgot what I even said.
Hashtag we can't wait.
We can't wait to destroy Ellicott City. So fucking morbid. But that's all the time we have for tonight.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to ask another one. I'm like, my brain is fucking toast. I don't have any room for another one after all of that.
Oh, that's way too much. So that's we had a great time, and let's get that. Damn, I hit the light. Did you hear that?
That'd be awesome if it catches on fire.
It's like, I'm going to go fuck.
Oh, I'd make a great GIF.
Oh, yeah. Let's just... Every week we should try to turn something into a GIF.
If that room catches on fire, like, and you like burn to death in it, do you think the video would get posted automatically, or do you think the interruption in feed would shut it down?
It would get posted.
So even if just a cut in power, it would just go up.
Because if I got disconnected, it would still post whatever we.
Your final moments could very well be posted live to YouTube.
Good to know.
Let's get some fucking views, Logan Paul style.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you want to post a dead body? I'll be a dead body. I got this internet shit on lock.
Bitch, you got to do a diss.
With our dozens of viewers.
You got to do a diss video first.
God. We didn't even get into that, did we?
No. Don't worry. It's on the list for next week.
All right. We'll talk about that next time on Last Call Podcast.
Bye.
But thank you very much for everybody for tuning in each week. We'll see you next time on the next Last Call.
See ya.
Toodles.